A women's group up in the north had voted me the man you'd least like to be left alone in a room with, which I wasn't quite sure what to make of that, really.
Was your wife worried?
Whether it was a compliment
yes.
or not. Yes, my wife was a bit worried about it.
Leonard Rossiter played lecherous characters that you wouldn't want to spend the day with. Portraying Leonard Rigby on Rising Damp made the world laugh, partially because of his advances towards women. He was also a difficult man to get along with behind the scenes. He was a perfectionist in sports and shows. It made filming difficult, but it was an understood part of who he was. Leonard remained a beloved force in British comedy due to his undeniable talent. A recent bombshell after his death has complicated his legacy. Leonard's early life. Leonard Rossiter was born in Wavertree, Liverpool on October 21, 1926. He lived on top of the barber shop that his father owned and went to the Liverpool Collegiate School. The family evacuated Liverpool in September 1939 after World War II began. He went to Bangor in North Wales and stayed there for 18 months. Like many young men, he had a plan for his life that was shaped by his parents. As he said,
Well, initially I was going to teach. That was what my mother wanted me to do when I was a kid, and what I assumed I was going to do myself.
Life got in the way of that plan. If it hadn't, the world may have never known Leonard as an actor at all. As he put it,
but unfortunately my father was killed in an air raid in Liverpool, and I really couldn't afford to spend 4 years at university. So I had to get a job, and I found a job at the Commercial Union Insurance Company, Assurance Company. And I was with them for 6.5 years in Liverpool, during which time I became interested in amateur theatre and eventually decided that I'd better have a go.
Leonard also went into the service. He went to the National Service and Intelligence Corps, then the Army Education Corps. He spent most of that time writing letters for other soldiers. It took him a long time to find his true passion, but once he did, he never left it. How his career blossomed. Leonard's breakout into the acting world wasn't in films or TV, but in theater. He tried it after he ridiculed the performance of a group his girlfriend was in, and she challenged him to see if he could do better. His first appearance was with the Adastra Players in Flare Path. A local critic praised his performance. He decided to leave his insurance job and pursue acting full-time. Leonard enrolled in the Present Repertory Theatre at age 27. His first professional stage appearance was in The Gay Dog, September 6, 1954. He became the assistant stage manager there, then went on to the Wolverhampton and Salisbury repertory companies. He ate up the chance to be in theater, playing nearly 75 roles in his first 19 months. He once said, quote, "There was no time to discuss the finer points of interpretation. You studied the part, you did it, and then you studied the next part. I developed a frightening capacity for learning lines." This gave him a helpful introduction to acting. He also said the stage prepared him for his later work. In his own words, quote, "It was the perfect preparation for rehearsing situation comedy on television at the rate of 1 episode a week." His first film role was in 1962's A Kind of Loving, which he followed up with 1963's Billy Liar. His first major TV role was in Z-Cars. He started to get a large range of TV guest spots as well. More film roles, such as the 1968 film version of the musical Oliver, followed. His breakout role was playing Rupert Rigsby on Rising Damp. He reprised it from a successful stage production known as The Banana Box. He also had the lead in The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin at this time. These two shows were highly successful. They got him locked in as a comedy actor, but he never felt restricted or typecast. As he said,
I think it is overrated, the idea that what's called serious acting in brackets, is more difficult and more important than comedy acting. I've always tried to do both.
Leonard was always a welcome sight on screen. His voice was also welcome on the radio and in voiceover appearances. He appeared in a film version of Rising Damp in 1980. His final TV role was in the sitcom Tripper's Day in 1984. His final film appearance was in 1985's Water. What it was like working with Leonard Rossiter. Leonard was once asked about his fitness routine.
Are you a very fit man?
I don't know. I don't do it to keep fit. I've always played games rather like you, in fact, because I've enjoyed playing the games.
Leonard was one of those actors who wasn't in it for the fame, but for the end product. He was as insistent on perfection in his acting projects as he was during tennis matches with friends. It always seemed to be about winning, whether that meant a perfect 10 or a perfect episode. This led to life imitating art. He played entertaining but difficult characters and was a difficult man to get along with off stage. He brings to mind other famous Hollywood perfectionists, such as Gene Kelly. Everyone involved in a production had to follow his instructions to the letter. He knew this made him difficult to get along with, and didn't care. The desire for control also didn't inspire him to get into the director's chair. Jonathan Lynn once directed him and asked why he didn't try taking charge. And Leonard said, quote, "I tried directing once and it was a disaster. I upset everybody because I couldn't understand why they couldn't do it." His attitude also often cost him roles. He once lost a part in Dad's Army before he'd even had a chance to fully discuss it with the showrunners. He argued with the show's creator all the way up the elevator until he was as red as a tomato by the time they reached the top. This part became a star-making vehicle for Windsor Davies instead. Despite the battle they had had, Leonard didn't understand why he didn't get the part. When his agent called later to say how the meeting went, he said, quote, "I don't know, I think someone must have upset them." The affair. Leonard was never afraid to say what he thought. He wasn't a man who held back or kept secrets. He also didn't put his private life in the spotlight and preferred to keep his time as a father and husband behind the scenes. But there was one exception to these rules. When an actor becomes successful, they're said to have a platform to work with. It gives them their first pick of roles. Leonard believed his fame wasn't the only reason behind this. He said,
The platform I had is a very simple one. That was I didn't get married till I was in my 40s.
Being unattached let him pick whatever role he found interesting without having to worry about supporting a family. It helped him build his career, but it couldn't last forever. His first marriage was to Josephine Toussaint in 1958. He met and worked with her during his time in the Repertory Theater. They got divorced in 1961. His second marriage was to actress Gillian Rain. They met when he was playing the lead in the play Semi-Detached, which opened June 8, 1962. The couple fell in love and moved in together, but they didn't make it official until 1972. They had a daughter named Camilla. They were still married at the time of his death. Leonard Rossiter died of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy on October 5, 1984. As was fitting for the workaholic perfectionist, it happened while he was waiting to go on stage to perform in the play Loot. A bombshell came out after his passing. It was revealed that he had an affair with broadcaster Sue McGregor for 5 years. His wife Gillian didn't know about it until she found a letter from Sue that said she was about to publish her memoirs and they'd include accounts of the affair. Leonard's legacy. Gillian believes the story about the affair may have been fabricated as a way for Sue to get more public attention. She also worries about what it's done to his professional legacy. Despite how difficult he could be, he had plenty of fans. He also had plenty of previous castmates who loved him. Leonard's perfectionist tendencies affected everyone he worked with. The director of Loot, Jonathan Lynn, even jokingly mentioned them in the eulogy he gave. He said, quote, "Now that Leonard is up there, things had better be properly managed. I hope that the heavenly gates opened on cue and that the choir of angels is singing in tune. They had better be professional in paradise, because if not, they'll certainly hear about it from Leonard." Leonard was also nominated for an Olivier Award for Comedy Performance of the Year for his role in Loot. A book that bears his name was published in 1985, as well as a biography called Leonard Rossiter, Character Driven, in 2010. The biography series The Unforgettable featured an episode about him in 2000. The truth of the affair isn't clear despite all this material. It's an individual decision whether you think it sullies his legacy. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Leonard? Let us know in the comments section below.